Okay, so this is the first part of series of lessons involving derivatives. So in today's lesson we are going to discuss three basic derivative rules. So the first rule is the derivative of a constant. So let C be any constant. So that means any real value, real number. Then the derivative of that constant function fx equals C is always 0. So if you take the derivative of a constant, it's always going to be equal to 0. So for example, my function is equal to C 100. Fx is equal to 100. So this is a function like this. So this is just a horizontal line through 100. So that's the function fx equals 100. This horizontal line through 100. So for some function like that, the derivative is 0. Similarly, if y is equal to pi, that's our function, then the derivative dy over dx is again 0. So the derivative of a constant is always 0. So this is very easy to remember. Okay, so that's the first rule. Then the second rule is called the power rule. So here we are considering the power function. So the power function has this form: x raised to some power n, and n is any real number. So n can be anything, any real number, and x is the variable part. So x is the variable, n is the real part, and n is the power. So if you have a function like this, this is called a power function. So in this rule, power rule, we give a formula to differentiate power functions. So when you have x to the n, the rule is you bring that power down. So write n in front, whatever the power is, write it in front, then subtract 1 from the power, 1 from the exponent, n minus 1. So that gives you the derivative of the power functions, n times x to the n minus 1. So a simple example is, say fx is equal to x squared, and if I want to find f prime of x, so the first thing I need to do is I need to bring 2 down. So here n down, like now n is equal to 2 here. So bring 2 down. Then from that exponent I need to subtract 1. So 2 minus 1. So then the derivative of x squared is equal to 2x. So this is called the power rule. So this is a very important rule in derivatives. We are going to use a lot. Then the third rule I'm going to discuss today is called the constant multiple rule. So here you have C be a constant. So the idea here is how to find the derivative of an expression like this, a function multiplied by a constant. So what you do is you just take the constant part out and find the derivative of the function. So derivative of f is f prime. So the final answer is the constant times the derivative of the function or the variable part. So for example, if I want to find the derivative of 3x squared, then what I do is just keep 3 in front, don't do anything to it, and just find the derivative of the variable part, which is x squared. And here in this example, using the power rule, I found it already, which is 2x. So 3 times 2x. So simplify, you get 6x. So that's how you use the constant multiple rule. You just keep the constant outside, don't mess with it, just take the derivative of the variable part. Here x squared is the variable part, which is going to be 2x, then just finally simplify it. Okay, so let's do few more examples of this. Okay, so this one is in the power function form. Fx is equal to x to the 7th. So when you have a power function, to find the derivative, first thing you do is you bring the power down. So you bring 7 down in front and then subtract 1 from that power in the exponent. So 7 minus 1. Then just simplify it and you get the final answer. So here the derivative of x to the 7th is 7 times x to the 6th. Okay. Now part B. So this is not in the power function form. So remember, the power function form is x raised to some power n. N can be any real number. So n can be positive, negative, fractional, irrational, rational, anything, just a real number. So here, this is not in that form. We want x raised to some power, not 1 over some power. So what we do is we write it in the correct power function form. You can write this as a negative power. 1 over x to the 5th is x to the negative 5. So once we write it in this form, we have it in x to the n form. So we can use the power function rule. So what can we do? Using the power function rule, dy over dx is going to be what? The derivative is, you bring that power down. So you need to bring the negative sign also. Whatever the number here or the power here, you bring it down. So if it has a negative sign, you bring the negative sign down also. Then subtract 1 from that exponent. Now just simplify this. So you have negative 5 x to the negative 6. We can just bring the power down to write it as a positive power, and there's the final answer. So here again we use the power function rule. So to do that, we need to first rewrite it in the correct form. Once you rewrite it in the correct form, you can easily use the power function rule. Okay. Then the third example, here we have the function g of t is equal to t to the 2/3. So here the power is a fraction. So it doesn't matter if it is a fraction, if it is a real number and it's in the power function form, you can use the power rule. So here then the derivative of g is going to be, bring that power down, 2/3 down, then subtract 1 from that exponent. Then simplify this. So 2/3 t to the negative 1/3. So let's get rid of the negative power by bringing that term down. So you have t to the 1/3 on the bottom. So you can write t to the 1/3 as a cube root. So it's a cube root. So that's the final answer. Okay. Then the fourth question, we have h of c is equal to c raised to pi. So pi is what? That's an irrational number. Still, it's a real value, so you can use the power function rule. So just bring pi down and then subtract 1 from that exponent. Here we cannot simplify it more, so you can leave it like that. So that's how you use the power function rule. So you can use it for positive powers, negative powers, fractional powers, and irrational numbers. So any real number works. Now let's do a couple of examples on the constant multiple rule. So here you have a constant multiplied by a function. So you just keep the constant in front. Don't do anything to it. Just work on the variable part. So find the derivative of the variable part. Then finally multiply that derivative with the constant 5. So the derivative of x to the 8 you can find using the power rule. So bring the 8 down, subtract 1 from the power. So then simplify this whole thing. You have 40 times x to the 7. Then part B, similarly. So here my constant is negative pi. So just keep negative pi in front and work on the variable part, which is x to the negative 3. So again, this is just an application of the power rule. So you have negative pi, which is the constant part in front. Now find the derivative of x to the negative 3. So you bring negative 3 in front and subtract 1 from the exponent. And simplify this negative, negative, positive. So 3 pi x to the negative 4, or you can write it as 3 pi over x to the 4. Okay. So those are the first three rules we are going to discuss in this series of lessons about derivatives. So those three rules were the constant multiple rule, power rule, and the derivative of a constant. So in the next lesson, we will discuss the sum and the difference rule. Okay, so I will stop this lesson now.